Sometimes you just gotta go bar down.
Krull, top titty 2x4 to end the game. That was nice.
Bar down beauties.
That's the sexy part of the game, is it not? The plays and the goals and the...
Yeah, that's what you guys like. I mean, it is great.
And now, a new episode of Bar Down Beauties with Jessi Pierce and Kirsten Krull. In need of custom merch, SotaStick has you covered. That's right. Whether it's jerseys, tees, hats, you can go to SotaStick.com with your need for custom merch and they can get it done. Hey, and while you're there, you might as well peruse, shop. They've got fleece, they've got hoodies, they've got mugs, they've got socks, and of course, your favorite tees and hats, all custom by SotaStick. They're our favorite here at Bar Down Beauties. They're the Minnesota Wild's favorite with their collabs. You've got P-Dub collabs, you've got Dinkytown collabs, basically anything you need or want here to represent your state, your sports, SotaStick has. Don't forget to smash Bar Down Beauties at checkout for 15% off all purchases at SotaStick.com. Hello, everybody. What's up? We're back. Bar Down Beauties, episode something. Jessi Pierce, Kirsten Krull. Did you guys miss us? You know, what's that Kardashian thing? Like, did you miss us? Because we missed you. Like, you know, the TikTok. Have you heard that one?
I know what you're referencing. I don't remember the "we missed you." I just remember the "did you miss us?"
Did you miss us? Because we missed you. We did. We are back again. Only a couple more weeks before training camp, before we get back into our regular programming here, because it's summer and we're enjoying it. And there's not a heck of a whole lot to talk about. However, Kirsten, you came across a little kind of graphic on the social medias the other day, and I think it's a fun one to talk about. It's somebody's personal preference, and we obviously have our opinions, but the graphic itself is every NHL team's worst offseason acquisition slash move. So why don't you kick things off? You had a few that really struck you, and then obviously we can dive into what their perception of the Wild's worst offseason move was.
I'm pulling up my notes again, and I'm going to do my gut reactions as I walk through.
Yeah.
First one, leading with the Minnesota Wild, worst offseason move, not re-signing Marco Rossi. That's continuing to drag out, and that's going to potentially lead to a very interesting situation come training camp and start of the season if nothing is still done with there yet. And then I'm just looking through what, you know, my little list is here. Yep. Trading Trevor Zegras for Anaheim over to Philly. Kind of saw that writing on the wall, but I still think that was a really bad move on Anaheim's part. But I know there was also a lot of other semantics.
It felt like there was an
animosity.
Well. No, I don't want to say animosity with Z in Anaheim, right? But it just felt like, yeah, it wasn't fitting. It was going to be a weird breakup. I think he's going to thrive in Philly, though, as well. So it is.
I think so, too. I think once they traded his best friend, that was really where things went downhill.
Exactly.
Next up, the Brad Marchand contract. 8 years. Wasn't it 8x8? Or what was the exact contract amount? But 8 years for Brad Marchand is crazy. Granted, yes, I realize the impact that he had for Florida, especially in these Stanley Cup playoffs and leading to their cup win. Regardless, 8x8 for
it's not. It's 6 by 5.25.
Still crazy.
Still crazy for the age and the fact that he will not end until 2030, 31. This man is already nearing 40.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. It's still, yeah, it's not as egregious as the 8x8. I thought it was, but I think that's because they signed Sam Bennett to maybe the 8 years, didn't they?
Yeah, maybe that's what I'm thinking. Regardless, still more than I would have been willing to pay.
So Sam got the 8x8.
Yes.
Yep.
And then the next ones, not so much Toronto losing Mitch Marner, but more so Vegas signing Mitch Marner. And I don't know what Vegas is not in a very good cap situation from my understanding. I don't know. I don't understand what Vegas has accumulated. Yeah. And then those were my big ones.
I don't know. Pittsburgh not trading anyone is incredibly egregious to me too, because it is funny. Because like you guys are just fine being where you are, wasting Sidney Crosby's final years. So I had this discussion this weekend. I had girls' weekend up on Gull Lake, and I happen to run into hockey folk up there, or people that are fans, and we talk hockey because that's what my personality is, even in the off season. Just instead, I'm wearing a swimsuit instead of shorts at a rink. But there was a lot of people like, oh, you don't think that they could pull for a Sidney Crosby? Like, I would. Would you trade? All right, so you said Marco Rossi, obviously not signing is the worst offseason move for the Wild this year. I would agree because there wasn't anything else done. Again, I don't hate the additions they made. Um, any of that. I don't. Would you trade? And this should be a simple thing, right? It might sound silly. 1-for-1, Crosby for Rossi.
No. Crosby
Why?
has what, like maybe 2 years left of playing?
We're talking about Sidney Crosby. I don't like. I'm an Ovechkin person personally. Like I feel like growing up, you had to be in one camp. It was either the Ovi camp or the Crosby camp, and I very easily went to the Ovi camp. I like Sid as a person. We've talked about it. He's a nice guy, and he is an incredible talent. But I was Team Ovi. I was more for the fun, the Russian, the bulldog, the physicality that he brought, and somebody that wasn't hurt all the time.
Unless you're
trade
literally
Russ.
in a must-win situation where you have the opportunity, cup sitting right in front of you to where you're making that decision, I would absolutely not do it.
Really, that surprises me
Because
because I feel
I'm thinking of the future. How much of a career does Marco Rossi have ahead of him? Sidney Crosby has maybe 2 years left.
but he's still Sidney Crosby.
He's still Sidney Crosby. But
He
you
would
get him for
easily be
maybe
your number one C, like without question. He's 38, and he's still. I mean, he could have. I think he's gonna. What did I see? He could become the only player in NHL history to record 20 point per game seasons, and that may be just the tip of the iceberg for him, according to a recent article.
Okay, you
So-
get Sidney Crosby, trade away Rossi, you make it as far as the second round. Is that worth it? Paying all of that money to make it to the second round?
But it's
and have
not that
nothing
much.
to
Like he keeps his contract loyal. I don't know. And I just, of course, you have the obvious Pittsburgh connections, right? Now, my big caveat is that Sidney Crosby is a loyal man and definitely I don't think has any desire to leave Pittsburgh, despite them again wasting away his years. But you're straight up no. You wouldn't even entertain
If he
it.
had more years left in his playing career, I would do it. He doesn't. Like he
Fascinating.
literally has 1 or 2 seasons left. I wouldn't be surprised if he announced he was retiring once Ovi retires after this season. Like that he has 1 year.
Fascinating. I'd like to know what you guys think. I need to know this because I thought it was kind of an easy, like, well, yeah, duh, what a silly. Obviously, you would trade for Crosby, obviously, but no. All right. I mean, I get you. I'm not for all old people. I would love to have somebody in that locker room the same age as me, though. And without Marc-Andre, there's none left. So it would feel pretty good.
It's a tough life.
It's a tough life. Speaking of
It's a hard knock
contracts
life.
for us, it's a hard knock life. Anyway, speaking of contracts, I want to talk about the Wild's best and worst contracts. This was another graphic I had come across, I think, a week or two ago. I know the hockey guy, our friend Shannon, who's been on our show. Love him. Go check out his stuff if you haven't already. I know he's very supportive of us, as we are of him. But he said that Ryan Hartman's contract is the worst contract, and the Matt Boldy contract is the best. I do think the Boldy contract is the best. Now, I've seen other graphics of other people doing this where they say Brock Faber's contract is technically the worst, which I was kind of like, huh. And again, this is all just breaking it down by numbers. To me, Heartsease isn't great, right? Like, I think when they signed that in the first place, we all were like, huh, that seems a little bit much for a guy that hasn't done a heck of a whole lot. He signed that 3-year, $12 million, which is $4 million a year, which isn't a lot. Again, especially now, it's definitely not a lot. I know I've said that there's a clean slate for this player that I'm going to say has the worst contract, but it's also the worst contract. I think Yakov Trenin, 4 years at 3, whatever it is, 3.5.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen much from Trenin's contract, whereas I think Hartman's raised questions when it was signed, but we've seen more production from him, especially
Right.
too once he was able to get a better handle on his penalties. Then it was like, okay, we're seeing the Ryan Hartman we wanted to see. And then side note, I think the Matt Boldy contract has aged very well. I
It
think on
has.
paper, Faber's looks a little egregious, but also when you see the invaluables he brings.
Right. Like I wouldn't say Faber's is bad. And again, I think diving into some of those numbers, people might be like, oh, that was a lot to sign to, this young kid and whatnot and to a lot of money. Boldy's for sure was good because as we've mentioned before on this podcast and in other conversations, Marco Rossi asking for 7 maybe isn't as crazy if with the salary cap continuing to go up in the following years. So 7 million becomes very, very cheap, right? Like I'm just so used to having guys like Jules Eriksson and Jonas Brodin and even Matt Dumba, like those core, it was always for 5 years for 5.5, 5 years for 5, right? And that was when they were Marco Rossi's age and when they were, still trying to prove themselves. So I'm just so used to like that. That's what we used to do back in the old days, and that's what we should do again for these young players.
Well, I mean, I personally think Marco Rossi and his camp are asking for a little too much, but when you do look around the league and you look at contracts that are being signed for forwards, I think what he's asking is very on par for what people are being signed to. And I think now it's just a crossroads that we've taken the stance we're not willing to do it. But yet that's what players across the league of his caliber are getting signed for.
Is he signed by training camp? Like, where do you think this lands?
No.
Do you think he participates at training camp without a contract?
No. I think his agent tells him to sit out.
I agree. Like, part of me feels like
I think that helps his case more.
I always think like Marco Rossi is a kid that gives his all. We've obviously seen that the past 2 seasons, right? Like he's a go-getter. He has a belief in himself, a confidence. He's going to definitely give it all. So I think sitting out to him from a competitor standpoint probably would be very weird, right? Like I can see that's the only reason I'm like, well, he might because he doesn't know how to not participate, right? He doesn't know how to be not part of the team either, frankly. I did see he was over at Kevin Fiala's little tournament this year. He was there. I think Zuccarello was there, and then you had Marc-Andre Fleury's little farewell thing. I do love when social media gives us these little glimpses of things.
I do too. I live for it.
Like I forgot that him and Ryan Reeves were really good friends. And then John Merrill's just kind of standing there on the outside in some of the photos too. Good turnout. Seems like
I love that.
I'm not loving Billie G's hair. I think we're gonna have a serious discussion about it too. Have you seen?
Oh, I have not seen it.
It's getting progressively longer. But it almost looks like it's kind of it just doesn't suit him as well. Like I liked it a little bit more clean cut. It's a vibe. It's a vibe that I don't think fits him. It fits him.
He
maybe
may pull a
20 years
midsie and
ago.
shave it off right before the season starts.
I do love that. I think a fresh cleanup it's always heading you in. Maybe Yakov Trenin should get a haircut.
I think you need to calm down.
I'm excited for a full clean slate. I really
You keep
am.
saying that. You keep taking these little jabs here and there. So no,
help.
is it a clean slate? Doesn't sound like it.
It's who I am, right? Like I can't help myself sometimes. I try. I really do.
I don't think you're trying that hard.
I'm not. Well, again, it was so disappointing. It was.
We'll
That's
keep
all.
calling it a clean slate though.
Clean slate. I hope he comes in and has a 30-point season this year, which isn't a lot. I understand that, but that's kind of what my goal would be for him. Do you think he scores 20 goals or more? We're going to do a whole predictions episode, but I just am curious. No?
No.
Interesting. Do you think Tarasenko scores 20 goals or more?
I think that's more likely.
Get him back to to where he was.
Mm-hmm.
Kirill Kaprizov, obviously high expectations heading in. Comes in at NHL Network and the NHL's number 3 top wings right now. And Mr. Matt Boldy, I believe. Where did that go? Wasn't he on that list too?
Yeah, he was.
Talked about this. I can't find it. He's like 19 maybe? 18, 19?
I believe it was 19.
I believe it was 19. How do we feel about that? Is it fair? Is it like... Do you think Kirill can come back and have the start of the year that he did last year?
I mean, the start of the year that he had last year is going to be really hard to replicate. I think he obviously will come out of the gates, but he was on Hart Trophy pace last season.
Right.
Like, I truly think if he remained healthy all season, he would have won.
Yeah, I would think so too. I love that he has those expectations on him. I love that the national media is now like, oh, that Kirill Kaprizov is really freaking good. And again, I think that's where, from that hindsight, fans see it as, if you don't lock him up for 8 years, it's a failure. I don't think that's a failure to not have him locked for 8.
No, I think 8 is a long time. So I wouldn't be mad. I don't know. I wouldn't hate either, even like 6 years. I wouldn't hate it.
What could you commit to for 8 years?
I don't know, because I'm getting bad flashbacks of being like, we will pay you anything. And then thinking back to Suter and Parisi, 13-year
I mean,
contracts.
I could commit to like a pizza place for 8. Actually, no, I couldn't. I couldn't. I like to switch up my brands, you know? I could commit to like me and like Express have been in a long-term relationship since I was like 16. So like clothes. Target. I could commit to Target for 8 years. I think that'd be
I don't know,
good.
their prices keep going up.
They do, but the stuff is cute, you know? We can get
It
behind it.
is.
Um, so Kaprizov makes sense. Boldy at 19 surprises me.
I
Given
think
all
that's
of the
high.
wingers, that seems high. And that's not to say that I don't have belief in him, but that one seems a little aggressively high.
I would agree.
I mean, so let's look back at Matt Boldy's season in case you were wondering, like I am. We all know it was a great year. I think he really stepped up. It was still ebbs and flows, though. I think that's where there's not that consistency. Now, granted, this will be a third full year that he's in the league, right? I believe, without the up and downs of, well, I guess, yeah, he was pretty established, I suppose, 21, 22. Yeah, so we're looking at 4 years. Last year, 27 goals, 73 points. The year before, 29 goals, 69 points. He did that in less games too, mind you. There was only 75 games that he played, excuse me, in 23-24. Last year, he did get to finish 82 games and 31 goals in 2022-23 and 63 points. So he's kind of in that range. Last year the big news was Bill Guerin said, "Hey, he's a 50-50 player. I need to see I need to see 30 goals this year, I think, in order for me to like be sold on that." And I think it's very possible, but that's what I'm going to need from Matt Boldy is at least 30 goals.
I would say for him, that's very doable.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the other names that are on this list that we're talking about again, the NHL Network putting it out. Nikita Kucherov, number 1, David Pastrnak, number 2, Kirill at 3, Mikko Rantanen at 4, Marner at 5, Willie Nylander at 6, Matthew Tkachuk at 7, Sam Reinhart at 9, or excuse me, 8, Kyle Connor at 9, and Panarin rounding out that top 10. Now, I believe I don't know why it won't let me switch. I'm going to pull it up on my phone. It won't let me like switch and look at the second slide, which is quite frustrating if you ask me. But I mean, to be in that conversation, hold on, guys, please bear with me. I'm gonna pull it up. Should have had it ready. You have Jake Gensel coming in at 11, Jesper Bratt at 12, Hagel at 13, Brady Tkachuk at 14, Clayton Keller at 15, Jason Robertson at 16, Alex Ovechkin at 17, Philip Forsberg at 18, Matt Boldy at 19, and Adrian Kempe at 20. It's good company.
It is good company to be a part of.
How much does it excite you too, Kirsten, to have 2 Wild players named in that top 20? Like, that's pretty impressive.
It is. And I don't know. Kirill Kaprizov, I would absolutely expect to be there. I think where he is at, that's pretty fair. But Boldy is the one, again, that surprises me.
Yeah, it's very interesting looking at the comparison. Yeah, I love it. I love putting I don't want to say pressure, but I love putting the expectations on him. And I think having 2 players like that in the top 20 when it comes to wings, according to the NHL Network, it bodes well. It's got to make Bill Guerin feel pretty damn good about the team that he's heading into because that's the team that he's heading into with, you know?
Mm-hmm. I'm feeling better about it. We have room to make some moves.
Exactly.
But we'll see what we can do because we have not made any moves.
We have not made any moves. And
very minimal splashes.
It's all right, though. We're okay with it. Final splash that I want to talk about before we wrap up this week's episode. Again, another short one, but we're here. We love you guys. We're doing the best we can. JJ McCarthy, talking about how he was an enforcer. Now, JJ McCarthy has now moved to the top of my list as somebody I need to get on our pod. He's up there with Wayne, up there with Oves. I think JJ would be great. I don't see him as an enforcer. I have a hard time picturing him in general as a hockey player still. And maybe it's because he's obviously built up into this QB. TBD on how that's going to turn out for the Vikings. Obviously, I think he's a young player with so much talent, but he's learning. I mean, he has weapons to throw to. He should be fine. But JJ McCarthy, what other football player would you draft to be on your hockey team? you think has skill?
George Kittle.
George Kittle. Oh, yeah. I like that. He was going to get on the ice at Beauty League that year he visited, right? But he was told not to because,
I think so.
I could do George Kittle. I would do Sam Hartman.
That's literally because you think he's hot. Not me
He looks like a hockey player. He looks like a hockey player. For those of you who don't know, Sam Hartman is like a 5th string quarterback for the Commanders, but he's a really good quarterback, I think.
He doesn't do it for me at all. I think he just looks like another guy.
Well, shame on you. But I think quarterbacks would translate the best. Right? There's like
I would say
hockey
tight ends.
IQ.
Tight ends are very versatile. Offense, defense, they do a little bit of everything.
That's probably a good point.
So I would also say Travis Kelce. George Kittle, Travis Kelce, those would be my top 2. I would take a tight end over a quarterback for my hockey team.
Would you put an offensive lineman in as a goalie, maybe? Who's your goalie? Who are you going to find as a goalie? Because there needs to be a swiftness.
I don't know. I'd need to think about that one.
Right? I want to know what you guys think. Let us know. Let us know, as always, all of the things. We love it. You guys are the best. No episode next week, but we will be back the following. We've got predictions to come up, preseason, training camp, tons of fun stuff, tons of things to finally talk about too. So we love it. It's happening. Season's close. We're so close. Like September 15th. We're getting there. School starts in 3 weeks.
My birthday is in 3 weeks.
Kirsten's already got the Halloween stuff out.
No, I have my shopping cart full online of Halloween decor I want to buy, but I have I cannot decorate until after my birthday.
That seems
very hard cutoff for me.
Do you do like fall decorations in September then for your birthday?
I do Halloween in September.
You do Halloween in September?
No, nothing, because I consider my birthday the end of summer. So it's nothing till after then.
It's depressing. Okay. You guys are the best. Rate, subscribe, share, love, and catch you next week. Bye.
Royal Credit Union is your trusted advisor for all your business banking needs. Whether you're starting or growing a business, Royal offers a full suite of business account and lending solutions to meet the needs of your business now and into the future. Royal has business checking and savings accounts, business certificates and money markets, treasury management services, and business loans. Choose Royal Credit Union as your business's financial partner and get started today at rcu.org/royalbusiness. Insured by NCUA. Loans subject to credit approval. Equal credit opportunity.